ChatGPT is amazing. Simply open a web browser, type in literally anything, and watch it do its magic. It's like talking with the kindest, smartest, most understanding friend you've ever had. It never gets tired, it's always there, and it gives you what you need when you need it in exactly the way you need it the most. But what if it's all an illusion? How do you know that ChatGPT and other AI apps like Claude, Grok and Gemini aren't secretly turning you into a zombie? Despite how transformative AI is, using it isn't risk-free. And weird as it sounds, AI brain rot is actually a thing. So how do you avoid falling in love with your AI just to discover it's eaten your brains without you even realizing it? The reality here is that because everyone's different, how you do this is probably not identical to how others avoid AI zombification. But just in case, here are 5 rules of thumb that I use to avoid brain rot when using AI. 1. Don't trust your AI just because it feels like you should. ChatGPT and other AI apps are designed to make you want to trust them, but remember that they're not always trustworthy. They'll even make stuff up sometimes just because it seems the right thing to say. This isn't because they're trying to fool you, but because they're programmed to find the most likely response that a human would give, not necessarily the most truthful one. Of course, they're still incredibly useful, but when using them, just make sure you check anything they say that you may later rely on. 2. Do not treat your AI as if it's a real person. And this includes not referring to it as he or she, and not giving it a pet name like Horatio or Claudia. Admittedly, this can be a challenge as ChatGPT sometimes feels so human it doesn't seem right not to treat it as one. But amazing as it can be, AI is still just a machine, and acting as if it isn't is a slippery slope to forgetting what it actually is. And remembering this keeps you in charge of the relationship rather than the other way around. 3. Do not assume ChatGPT understands what it feels like to be you. Smart as it is, AI has no idea what it's like to eat, sleep, cry, laugh, poop, fall in love, fall out of love, be let down, have a true friend, or all the other things that make us flesh and blood humans. Instead, bring what makes you who you are to every conversation you have with AI and own it. Your experiences, your history, your feelings, your intuition, your deepest understanding of what it means to be alive. 4. Don't fall into the trap of believing that getting AI to think for you makes you smarter. Admittedly, AI can sometimes feel like a jetpack for the mind, and sometimes it is. But if you can't remember or use the learning AI does for you, your AI add-on smarts are just an illusion. Instead, start using AI as a thinking partner where you're also doing a lot of the work, because this is where the magic really begins to happen. And finally, 5. Do not assume that you are too smart to be fooled by AI. Ironically, it's the people who are most sure that they are clever enough to avoid AI brain rot that are the most likely to get it. Rather, be careful when your AI tells you what you want to hear, especially when it agrees with you, confirms what you believe, and leaves you feeling like a genius. Because this is AI's master move when it comes to turning you into an AI zombie. Not because it's evil, but because our brains are wired to lower their guard when we're feeling flattered. These are 5 simple rules of thumb I use to avoid being turned into an AI zombie. They're not the only ones, and they are definitely a work in progress. But they are something I find useful in helping me get the best out of one of the most powerful technologies to come along in decades, without my brain being turned to mush. And hopefully you'll find them useful as well. For more information on the less obvious ways that ChatGPT and other AI apps might rot your brain and how to avoid this, do check out the links in the blurb below. And as always, stay safe.